Good morning, my fellow Americans. As I stand here today to represent you in this great nation, I still am deeply saddened by the loss of President Lincoln. He was a great man, a great American, and a wonderful human being. In getting to know and work with President Lincoln in various government legislation, I learned a great deal over the years, and I'm looking forward to continuing the efforts to make this nation the best it can be. That being said, it is my intention to seek the office of the President. I have outlined an agenda that would be first and foremost in my duties if I am elected your next president. We are a nation that is on the rise. We are a country where everyone would like to live and have the freedoms that this great nation provides us. We have established a tradition of democracy that is unmatched by any other. My pledge to you is to work on and improve on what we have established. My plan to do this is by acquisition of new territories, abolish slavery, repair our country, and improve our economy. On the status of the new territories acquired from Mexico to be slaved or free. I confess myself of belonging to a class of people in the country who contemplate slavery as a moral, social, and political evil. As we continue to acquire other territories as to create more land for farmers, business owners, transportation, and communication, it is my desire in acquiring this new land that the inhabitants of this land will be free Americans. This is just one of many that we are working to acquire and grow our territories. In looking to repair the country after the Civil War, my fellow Americans, we must build our country back to the strong upon it once was. We must help our farmers repair their land and grow their cattle. We need to stockpile our mules and horses that have been lost. We will continue to build the current railroad system in place. We have over 30,000 mile of railroad, although some in need of repair. We want to continue laying tracks to cover all of the U.S. territories. This will provide more jobs in the steel industry as well as the railway system. We are growing and expanding the U.S. telegraph system to expand communication throughout the entire Union. We need to build transportation on the water and create and design some of the best riverboats in the modern era. Restoring the infrastructure will be a key to our success. America will never be destroyed from the outside. If we falter and lose our freedoms, it will be because we destroyed ourselves. We are in the greatest nation. We have people capable of building and designing the infrastructure to be the best in the world. In freeing the African Americans, they will need to find work in trying to build upon this industry. We can use their labor in doing so, and they can earn a decent day's wage. My stance on slavery of African Americans. I do not wish to be understood upon the subject of slavery. In this country, it is my intent to follow through with President Lincoln's initiative to free the African Americans. There are about 500,000 free African Americans and many times over millions of slaves. I believe the government cannot endure permanently with many half-slaved and others free. I have no intent to be a slave owner or master of slaves. Whenever I hear anyone arguing for slavery, I feel a strong impulse to see it tried on him personally. I think slavery is a great moral wrong, and while we do not claim the right to touch it where it exists, we wish to treat it as wrong as in the territories of which our votes will reach. I say that no man has the right to govern another man without the other consent. I plan to push forward the principle until all African Americans are free. I desire that it should not be any further spread of it in the United States, and I would not object to it if it should be terminated in this country. In giving freedom to all the slaves, we need assured freedom to all the free, unlike in what we give and what we preserve for ourselves. Every man has a right to earn his living, own land and business in a way that this is able to provide for his family. Free labor has the inspiration of hope. Pure slavery has no hope. There is still a divide on the Confederacy and those who fought for it. I don't know for sure if you understand what the Civil War was about. It was not fought for the right to keep slavery going. It was a fight to be separated from the Union. However, the Constitution laws that were written by our founding fathers stated that we are one nation under God, indivisible, meaning they cannot be broken apart. Most of the men who fought for the Confederacy were not slave owners themselves. The Union Army fought for the preservation of the Union. The Confederate Army fought for the states' rights and the autonomy. Neither side fought against or for slavery. Slavery was not an issue for the Civil War. As we mend those fences, I am asking for us to come together as Americans working to make this nation a powerful force in the world. There is much work to be done to improve the economy. We will start laying the groundwork to improve many areas of our country. As I have already stated, railroad, shipping, communication, and transportation. In addition, we must make improvements in agriculture and overall business. In these United States, in an effort to improve our economy, I will look to make land useful to people and provide the economic basis for the wealth. I will look to provide and grants to railroad construction companies to open the western plains and link up to California. Also, together with free lands grants provided to farmers, this will speed up the expansion of commercial agriculture. We will create a system of national banks that will provide a sound currency of the industrial expansion. Even more important, the new banks that will be open will be required to purchase government bonds. Thereby, our nation will be monetize the potential wealth represented by farms, urban buildings, factories, and businesses, and immediately turn that money over to the Treasury to improve our government needs. This will help keep agricultural projects at a price that everyone can afford and business can still thrive to succeed. Thank you for the opportunity to serve as your next president.